Right guys, welcome to the channel. Hope you're all doing good. Hope you're all having a blessed evening. It's 9:40 odd. Done my prayers earlier. I'm gonna try and pray more often from now on, as I think it's needed, kind of thing, for myself and for other people. So I'm going to start praying a lot more. Because I feel the need to. Basically, I think it's always good to pray. It does change things. Sometimes. So it's very important of part of this walk with God. Do you know what I mean? Your prayer life. I probably haven't prayed enough for a while, and I'm realising I need to pray more. Basically, prayed a lot in the past at different times, but lately I've been lacking a bit in prayer, in my prayer life. So I'm trying to improve that again. Trying to be more consistent. Trying to pray more often. But yeah. Still reading the Bible, obviously. Look, I've done a word for you guys earlier. I'm going to do another one in a minute. Then I'm going to watch some videos on Proverbs. Say Proverbs is like godly wisdom. It's to do with the wisdom in the Bible. It's actually the wisdom in the Quran as well. It's actually the wisdom in the Torah as well. It's like, because obviously Muslims follow the Old Testament, so do Jews. So yeah, it's what they follow as well. So it'd be good for Muslims or Jews to follow as well. Proverbs is in the Old Testament. So yeah. But yeah, guys, I want to do a quick word. It's in the New Testament this time. It's Mark, the Gospels, Mark chapter 12. I want to go over. I will go back over it. We're in the book of Exodus as well, so I will be going over Exodus in a day or two. I'll be going back over Exodus, but I'm going to crack on with Mark for now. Because I want to work through the Gospels. So, but I will be going back over the Old Testament and following on from where I left off in Exodus in the next day or two. So yeah. But anyway, guys, the parable of the tenants, Mark chapter 12. Jesus then began to speak to them in parables. A man planted a vineyard. He put a wall around it, dug a pit for the winepress, and built a watchtower. Then he rented the vineyard to some farmers and moved to another place. At harvest time, he sent a servant to the tenants to collect from them some of the fruit of the vineyard. But they seized him, beat him, and sent him away empty-handed. Then he sent another servant to them. They struck this man on the head and treated him shamefully. He sent still another, and that one they killed. He sent many others. Some of them they beat, others they killed. He had one left to send, a son whom he loved. He sent him last of all, saying, "They will respect my son." But the tenants said to one another, "This is the heir. Come, let's kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." So they took him and killed him and threw him out of the vineyard. What then will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and kill those tenants and give the vineyard to others. Haven't you read this passage of Scripture? The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The Lord has done this, and it is marvellous in our eyes. Then the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders looked for a way to arrest him, because they knew he had spoken the parable against them. But they were afraid of the crowd, so they left him and went away, paying the poll tax to Caesar. Later they sent some of the Pharisees and Herodians to Jesus to catch him in his words. They came to him and said, "Teacher, we know that you are a man of integrity. You aren't swayed by others because you pay no attention to who they are, but you teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. It is right to pay the poll tax. Is it right to pay the poll tax to Caesar or not? Should we pay or shouldn't we?" But Jesus knew their hypocrisy. "Why are you trying to trap me?" he asked. "Bring me a denarius and let me look at it." They brought the coin, and he asked them, "Whose image is this and whose inscription?" "Caesar's," they replied. Then Jesus said to them, "Give back to Caesar what is Caesar's, and to God what is God's." And they were amazed at him. Marriage at the resurrection. Then the Sadducees, who say there is no resurrection, came to him with a question. "Teacher," they said, "Moses wrote for us that if a man's brother dies and leaves a wife but no children, the man must marry the widow and raise the offspring for his brother. Now there were 7 brothers. The first one married and died without leaving any children. The second one married the widow, but he also died, leaving no child. It was the same with the third. In fact, none of the 7 left any children. Last of all, the woman died too. At the resurrection, whose wife will she be, since the 7 were married to her?" Jesus replied, Are you not in error, because you do not know the scriptures or the power of God? When the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. They will be like the angels. 1 second, guys. They will be like the angels in heaven. Now about the dead rising, have you not read the book of Moses? In the account of the burning bush, how God said to him, "I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." He is not the God of the dead, but of the living. You are badly mistaken. The greatest commandment. One of the teachers of the law came and heard them debating. Noticing that Jesus had given them a good answer, he asked him, "Of all the commandments, which is the most important?" "The most important one," answered Jesus, "is this: Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this: love your neighbour as yourself. There is no commandment greater than these." "Well said, teacher," the man replied. "You are right in saying that God is one, and there is no other but him. To love him with all your heart, with all your understanding, and with all your strength, and to love your neighbour as yourself is more important than all burnt offerings and sacrifices." When Jesus saw that he had answered wisely, he said to him, "You are not far from the kingdom of God." And from then on, no one dared ask him any more questions. Whose son is the Messiah? While Jesus was teaching in the temple courts, he asked, "Why do the teachers of the law say that the Messiah is the son of David?" David himself, speaking by the Holy Spirit, declared, "The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I put your enemies under your feet." David himself calls him Lord. How then can he be his son? The large crowd listened to him with delight, warning against the teachers of the law. As he taught, Jesus said, "Watch out for the teachers of the law. They like to walk around in flowing robes and be greeted with respect in the marketplaces, and have the most important seats in the synagogues and the places of honour at banquets. They devour widows' houses and for a show make lengthy prayers. These men will be punished most severely." The widow's offering. Jesus sat down opposite the place where the offerings were put and watched the crowd putting their money into the temple treasury. Many rich people threw in large amounts, but a poor widow came and put in 2 very small copper coins, worth only a few pence. Calling his disciples to him, Jesus said, "Truly I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. They all gave out of their wealth, but she, out of her poverty, put in everything, all she had to live on." So that's it, guys. That's the word. Mark chapter 12. Yeah, Mark chapter 12, the parable of the tenants, paying the poll tax to Caesar, marriage at the resurrection, the greatest commandment, whose son is the Messiah, warning against the teachers of the law, and the widow's offering. So that's it, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's all I want to say for now. Yeah, very true. Do you know what I mean? Who puts in more? The person with loads of wealth who can afford to put in more, or the person who's poor who's only got two pennies to rub together and they still put it in? Whose sacrifice is worth more? Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the poor person. It doesn't take much when you've got millions or hundreds of thousands to give. Do you know what I mean? To give a small amount, it doesn't take much. Do you know what I mean? It's not hard to do. But when you've only got little to give, then it's a lot harder to do, and it's a lot bigger sacrifice. So I think that's what that word's trying to say, and it's totally true. So yeah, I think the person who gives out the little is going to be rewarded more personally by God. This is just what I think personally. So yeah, guys, that's it. That's all I want to say for now. I'm gonna get on with my work in a bit. I think I'm gonna try to anyway. Try and do a bit. I've done some this morning, so I've already done a bit. I'd already done a few hours this morning, but I'm gonna try and do a bit more because I'm a bit behind. I'm a few days behind. So I need to try and pull it back. Try and catch up. Luckily, like I say, some of the other people on the course were just as far behind as me, so I didn't feel too bad. I thought my tutor might bust my balls a little bit, but he didn't. He seemed fine. He just said you've got time to catch up, so yeah, make the most of your time and like try and catch up. Basically, he says you got time. Do you know what I mean? There's a long time left still before the assessments, so yeah, I got time to catch up, which is good. But yeah, I've still got to consistently do the work because I just have. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing what I've done before, where I was like having days off and what do you call it? Having to rush to do the work and then having no time to revise. I want time to revise from now on, because yeah, it's gonna help me hopefully try and pass the course. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna give me the best opportunity to try and pass the course. So yeah, that's what I need to do, kind of thing. But yeah, but I firmly believe if something's not meant for you, it won't be for you. That's just the way it is, kind of thing. I believe sometimes there's nothing you can do. If God says something ain't for you, then it won't work out. And if he says it is for you, then it will work out. This is what I believe, do you know what I mean? It's what I 100% believe. So we'll see if it is for me or not. I don't know, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to complete the course. Like I say, lose or win, pass or fail. Hopefully I'll be able to get a letter, even if I do fail, to say I've attended the course and I've done the modules that were on the course, and yeah, hopefully it's useful to me. Do you know what I mean? Even a letter of attendance, kind of thing, and could come in useful for an apprenticeship, could come in useful for a job, could come in useful for another course. So yeah, it's not all bad. pass or fail kind of thing. If I pass, then fantastic. I'll be chuffed than anything. Do you know what I mean? But if I don't, then it's just one of them things, and it weren't meant to be. Sometimes that's how it is. I've had stuff like that in the past, like I say, where I haven't received my certificate, even though I've been told I'd passed, and stuff where I've completed the course, and in the final assessment there was a glitch or there was a problem with the there was a problem and I couldn't take the assessment or I couldn't pass. Like, I've had all sorts of stuff happen before. Like, it's just the way it is. Some things I believe are meant for you, some things I believe aren't, and that's basically it. Do you know what I mean? I 100% believe this. Believe it's all down to God's will. So yeah. Well, a lot of the time it is anyway. So yeah. Sometimes it is work, like putting in the work. If you don't put in the work, you fail. If you put the work in, you pass. But sometimes, whether you put it in or not, if God wants one thing or the other, it ain't going to make no difference, no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do. If God don't want you to pass a course, you won't pass it. And if he wants you to pass it, you'll pass it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. This is what I believe. If you put the work in, well, if you put the work in and he wants you to pass it, you'll pass it. Put it like that. But sometimes, no matter how hard you try, though, if he don't want you to pass something, you're not going to pass it. That's just the way it is. So yeah, this is what I believe, guys. It's what I've experienced in my life. So yeah, I'm sure some of you guys out there have experienced similar or the same. I've no doubts about that whatsoever. I know some of you are thinking he's right. You know, he's 100% right. I know some of you are watching this probably at some point thinking that, and yeah, it's true. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, what to say? I think I've said everything I need to say. I've done the word. I hope you like the word, guys. Hope you can take something from it. Hope it bless you in some way. Yeah. Like I say, I'm gonna, over the next day or two, I'm gonna work for Exodus. Well, I say work for Exodus, make a start where I left off on Exodus. Work through the Old Testament as well as the New Testament. And yeah, guys, that's all I want to say for now, really. Pretty much said all I need to say. Might do a bit of work in a bit, might not, depends how I feel. I'm going to try to do a bit, even if it's only a small amount. So yeah, went to social club today, got out for a bit. It was pretty quiet. I'll say it was pretty quiet. It wasn't that quiet. It's been quieter before, but it was a bit quiet. Yeah, it was a bit quiet when I first got there. It livened up a bit near when I was going, but still pretty quiet, really. Just sat on my tad for the most part. Spoke to a few people like who I know, but sat on my tad for the most part, because I just wanted a bit of peace, bit of quiet, peace and quiet. Yeah, some days it's like that, do you know what I mean? Some days you want to mix with people and socialise. Some days you feel like they want to mix with you and socialise, and then other times you think, I just spend a bit of time on my own and, do you know what I mean? Just chill, basically. So yeah, it was all right though. It got me out for a bit. I did have a couple of beers. I had a pint of Madre, which is a nice beer, and I had a pint of Coors. So yeah, I did. Yeah, I had a couple of beers, which is unlike me. I don't know why I've done that really. The Coors is quite a light beer anyway, so you don't really feel that. But yeah, the Madre, I just felt like I needed it, to be honest, after my call to the electric provider today. It drove me nuts. It just stressed me out, to be honest. And so yeah, I felt like I needed a beer just to take the edge off me. So that's why I had the Madre. You don't really want to do that though, but sometimes you think, What's worse, being stressed? What's going to kill you faster, being stressed or having something to take the edge off you that takes the stress away? You know what I mean? What's worse, really? It's a bit of poison to take the edge off and relax you, or like to linger in your stress for a bit. What's going to be worse? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. Or like potentially linger in it for a long time if you when you can, or you can have a beer and it takes the edge off. Do you know what I mean? It's a judgment call. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. I'm not a beer drinker. I don't even drink wine really. I'm not a drinker at all. Generally. But yeah, the last couple of days I've been stressed, so I've had a couple the last couple of days, but it's only been one or two at the most. Do you know what I mean? I've had non-alcoholic beers. I've had Coca-Cola. I've had soft drinks. That's what I've been drinking. As well as the odd one or two beers at the most. So yeah, I don't make a habit of it. Do you know what I mean? It's just when I'm stressed, just to take the edge off, one or two. Like that's all I ever have. I don't binge drink. I don't go out drinking or nothing like that. If people want to do that, that's fine, but it just doesn't suit me. And it's not what I believe in anymore. That's why I don't do it. So it's just the way it is for me personally. I'm not saying anyone shouldn't do it or should do it or whatever. It's up to them. Do you know what I mean? It's their life, but it's just what suits me. So yeah. Do you know what I mean? I live for God now, so like indulging the flesh and getting drunk, it doesn't appeal to me. Do you know what I mean? But I'm not saying anyone else shouldn't do it. It's up to them. Do you know what I mean? They've got to work things out for themselves. So, but I don't want to do that anymore, so I don't. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. Yeah, that's all I want to say anyway, guys. What else to say? Don't think I've got anything else to say really. So I'll probably try and do a bit of work in a bit, maybe if I feel up to it. Done some this morning, so I've done a bit anyway. I've done a few hours this morning. So yeah, my gut's playing up. It just started playing up. I had some KFC earlier. Yeah, I got some chicken left. I might give a piece to the cat, as I've only fed him a couple of pouches today, so he might be hungry, so I might go down soon and give him a piece of chicken. But yeah, guys, said my prayers earlier, kept everyone in my prayers, all the people I know, all my family, all my viewers, all the people who's YouTube or watch, etc, etc. So yeah, that's good. Do you know what I mean? That's good. So yeah, what else to say? That's about it, really, guys. I'll be back with some more content soon. That's all I want to say. So thank you, guys. Take care. God bless. Much love, and I'll be back soon. Take care, guys. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, guys. Bye.